Welcome to the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast, infused with hip hop. I am Wood.
Made daily with organic, farm to table, localized, neuralized, sterilized, Scotch guarded for 2020 repellent, available online, shipped via Amazon, not available on Sundays, Broken Pencil Logic. You stay classy, internet. I'm Suave Burgundy.
Yeah. How you feel about it?
How do I feel about it? I feel like Michael Irvin about it right now.
Boy. You see how bad things are in Frisco, in this season of Succession Frisco. See how bad things are where there's a new hire that is catching all the venom that should be directed at the people in charge. I had to think about that. I was like, you know what? Brian Schottenheimer, even though you are absolutely unqualified for this job. No, I won't say you're unqualified. You're unproven to occupy this position. And I should give you a chance to prove me right or wrong. And I'm going to do that. But just know, as a person who is about being upfront and honest in this era of upfront, honest conversation.
Radical candor, standing on business.
You were not my first choice. You were not my second choice. Truthfully speaking, you probably weren't in my top 5 of choices. I didn't know to have you on my list as a choice. But I wish you the best. I hope that you were able to put your best foot forward. I hope that you were able to show your pedigree for the position that you have now been bestowed. I wish you all of your father's success plus some, because you are stepping into what is literally an impossible situation. However, you have literally no grace with me.
Let me take this moment to interrupt you respectfully.
Okay. Can we talk? Yeah, go ahead.
And send a strong, wholehearted salute out to our choice, not primetime, because we knew that wasn't going to happen. Our choice.
Okay, go ahead. I'll give you a little tidbit on that, but go ahead, talk your talk.
I wish Al Harris nothing but the best of success in Chicago.
Man, Al Harris should have at least had the opportunity to be defensive coordinator. And I feel like you let a perspective and a future head coach in the NFL walk out of your facility with little to no resistance. And I'm not okay with
that. And for all, like, the same little to no resistance that came with Al Harris is the exact same restraint that Mike McCarthy was heralded at having from Gerald Wayne, which gladly said he set his sails to get out of there, and after refusing the interview or turning down the interview for the New Orleans job, decided that it's time that I don't even coach right now. He took the year off.
He was not as highly sought after as people may have thought. And I understand why. He didn't get a raw deal because this is the situation that you agreed to. You don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. So if you wanted to be here, concessions would have been made. I don't know if those concessions would have been comfortable for you, but they would have at least been made. And in that particular instance, I can't really give you credit or blame. As far as primetime is concerned, old Gerald Wayne was about tricking. He'd have dropped out for that. Old Gerald Wayne was loose with that pocketbook because he knew he could buy attention.
Price just went up.
Shout out to our guy Ron Murray, who was getting DMs about using content from ESPN, so the price really has gone up. Salute to him and his pocketbook and all the blessings that rain down like
a whole lot of fucking gang shit.
Like forecasted precipitation. But old Gerald Wayne would have and has tricked out on Deion Sanders before. If anyone remembers the $7 million a year back when that was a big deal, 35 M's, like that was a big deal. Now some people are making that per season. And Steven didn't like it. Some of what we heard, whether it's true or not, there was a second version of that argument when it came to making Deion Sanders the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. I personally think you ended up in a situation where you could have had Deion Sanders as the coach. You were too cheap to do the buyout from Colorado. Also, you weren't going to spend the draft and player capital necessary to get up high enough to select his son. And I think those two things were contingent upon it being a successful situation. At this point, Dakota's played for 9 years. What you've got is what you're going to get. Now, whether the question becomes, can you build enough of a team around him to where he has to do the bare minimum to where you can be successful with him at the helm? This is not a situation where he's not Josh Allen, which that was the comparison for a while. And when I say he's not Josh Allen, it's not because I think Josh Allen is anything
special.
He is what he is. He's Temu Cam Newton. They run 80 or 90% of the offense through his hands, which, I mean, he's the quarterback. He touches the ball every play. Him and the center are the only players that touch the ball every play. But he's not the runner that Josh Allen is. I think he's a better passer than Josh Allen. I just don't think he makes better decisions. Josh Allen has some intangibles where he can manifest plays where I don't think Dak lets his creativity shine as much because he's afraid of making a mistake. After 9 years, I don't see you changing that at this point. So, like I say, what you've gotten is what you're going to get. Hopefully, Brian Schottenheimer and whoever gets hired as offensive coordinator, because that's one of the last positions on the staff that needs to be filled, they'll be able to get more out of the players that are in the building. Now I'm just waiting on the draft. But all of that, we started with all this NFL talk. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the You Know Who Ain't Gonna Win episode. Royal Rumble Indianapolis of the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast and sometimes radio show infused with hip hop.
Yeah, man. We just had to acknowledge Michael Irvin real quick.
Because Mike, man, if you haven't been on Michael Irvin's YouTube to see his reaction to the hiring, whether you're a fan of the Dallas Cowboys or not, it is must watch because Michael Irvin speaks for a great deal of the fan base.
And he bleeds blue.
You hear me?
That
he
blue,
really does.
That blue and silver, it ain't coming off his back no time soon. Like he bleeds blue.
And he is hurt. He is hurt by this. He is hurt.
And it's because he actually respects Jerry Jones and he feels that Deion is a close friend of his. That naturally, I mean, they want to chip together.
Facts. They partied together numerous times.
They were in a movie together.
Were they?
Nah, Deion wasn't in Any Given Sunday. I'm just putting that on him. But
I was going to say, any movies they were in together, I don't know nothing about that.
Time 21. We talked about that in the last episode.
Yeah, now, there have been some movies shot. Yeah, they was out here like Big Meech in 05.
Man.
But yeah, it's Royal Rumble season, which means we are officially on the road to WrestleMania.
Let's get this thing going right. Today's date.
Yeah,
you're hearing this on Friday, January 31st. Year of our Lord.
Year of our Lord.
I said year of our Lord.
Year of our Lord.
Watching this too. 20 and 20. Fifth.
You have the right to remain locked in.
Absolutely. Let the church say.
Hey, man.
Hey, man. Hey, man. Say, man.
Hey, man. Say, man. Hey, man.
Nothing's changed. We haven't mentioned it, and it's all my fault because it's on me to do this.
Okay.
Shouts out to Sherwin Vega. Shouts out to Henry. Shouts out to Gary. Sherwin Vega Audio. Sherwin Vega Pro. ServoVega.com is the website. That's they are the title sponsors for this podcast. Also, new sponsor. If you look right down there, you see that black and gold logo.
Yeah, over there.
Leader Hermosa Cigars, a premium cigar experience coming to your online shops real soon, like sooner than you think. Available now if you know how to get a hold of, the parties that beat me. LeaderHermosaCigars.com will be the website.
Indeed,
So
indeed.
lock that in.
Because it is a beautiful life.
It is a beautiful life. Royal Rumble season. This is like, it's like Thanksgiving for wrestling fans.
Holiday season.
The wrestling calendar revolves around 4, maybe 5 pay-per-views with WWE specifically.
I was about to be real childish when you said the calendar revolves around. I was about to be childish.
You should.
These nuts. The calendar revolves around.
That's a hot take for real.
Here's a hot sports opinion for you.
Right here. So, even though Survivor Series takes place around Thanksgiving weekend every year and has been since 1988, the Royal Rumble has typically signified since 92 the importance of WrestleMania. And the Royal Rumble has been around since like 88 as well. But it was in a different form. It was actually the first time it was on free TV. Well, it was on USA Network and was won by Hacksaw Jim Duggan. But it has morphed from the 20-man to once we had a 30-man. We had 30 man is the norm now. But once we had a 40-man, and even in the desert overseas, we had a 50-man greatest Royal Rumble.
Did they keep that belt too?
Nah.
The greatest Royal Rumble belt? I don't think that made the flight back over here.
Yeah. So the WWE experience over in Riyadh.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's probably over there posted.
Just like what is the championship called? Like the super mega belt?
The crown jewel.
Is it? Well, that's good. That's good branding. that's just good branding. The crown jewel champion. I didn't realize that.
Yep, the crown jewel championship. That's the one that you get to hold and wear, but you have to give it right back.
It's too heavy to get on the plane.
It's almost illegal for you to have it in your possession,
bruh.
I thought that was the game, so they showed it over there, and I'm like, whoa, you can't be dazzled that.
Nah, cuz them is real diamonds. Them
VVS.
diamonds real, my boy.
BVS, the top of the line.
We spared no expense.
We have 55,000 carats of conflict diamonds and a leather strap glued in.
That's the belt you would have got if Dusty and Flair had the opportunity to make their own belts in the 80s. That's when if Ted Turner knew what it took to get the big brown belt. If he knew what it took to get that belt, and he was in control of WCW at that time, the Crown Jewel Championship is what we would have got in 89, 90. That's the belt Jacob the Jeweler would have made for Ted DiBiase.
No, that ain't the one. That his would have been Zircon.
Oh, well then TV Johnny.
There you go. Johnny Dang. Yeah.
Was he giving boys Zircons?
Word. He might have just been cutting stainless steel and just saying, here, it shines.
Claiming it's set in platinum, knowing it's stainless steel. Hey, man, them libelous statements. Clean it up. We ain't got no money for lawyers to be spending on our defense.
Listen closely. Allegedly. That is the phrase that gets you out of all things lawsuit.
You know you're going to have to go back and make that a trigger, right?
Allegedly.
I'll
put echoes and all that on it. Word.
Yeah, put some reverb on there. I get real player with it.
It's going down with that one. All right, so here we are, 2025 Royal Rumble taking place from Lucas Oil Stadium, Indianapolis, Indiana. The Midwest gets the heat this year. Last year they got the All-Star game for the NBA. This year they get the Royal Rumble.
They're certainly getting a whole lot of events. Who doing all the tricking over there?
Well, I can't call it. But I know one person is going to be happy on that announce table. Pat McAfee get to go to his second home.
City officials is out there acting up.
Yeah, not like Indianapolis is a destination spot, but they showing people how to have fun.
Trying to think. I don't think I've ever been to Indianapolis.
I've been there a few times.
Well,
I can't say I went there to kick it, but I've been there a few times.
Hey, look, I really don't. Unless there was some money involved, there's gonna be a lot of places I didn't check off.
I'm trying to hit all 50 states. I mean, his cast is spending couple trips a year to Mexico, and I ain't shaming them, but I'm trying to hit 50 by 50. I got 9 more to go, and about a year and 4 months to do it in.
That's player. I like it.
It's pretty phenomenal.
We should start a documentary for you for the last 5.
Ramon.
Speaking of which, shout out to my brother for the premiere of Resolution during the Denton Black Film Festival this past weekend.
Yes, indeed.
Shout out to Alamo Draft House for hosting the premiere. It was
finalists.
Man, do you hear me? Finalists for well, actually, right now it's up for the People's Choice Award. So there's some literature we'll post on our socials for y'all to go in and support that. Shout out to the other films. There were some great films that we saw on the day that we were there. Just a fantastic time in being very artsy and forward pillars of the community. Like, if you want somebody to aspire to be, why not us?
And if you don't know who Ramon is is literally the catalyst behind the video movement of the Broken Principle Company Pro Wrestling Podcast infused with hip hop. Episode 200, when we first showed you our beautiful faces, he was the one that filmed it for us. Facts. And we carried on tradition. So he's forever he's always been deeply rooted into what we do. But my
personal PR, my emergency contact, yet another co-defendant,
booking agent. Don't forget booking agent.
Yes, press secretary, titan of tact, official eyes and ears of the movement. All of these superlatives, all of these we rain down upon him with great blessings.
Fitness guru,
life coach, nutritionist, all of these things.
How can you be a fitness guru, a life coach, and a foodie at the same time? Like, how's that possible?
Because we are a multifaceted group of individuals.
I will take it.
Human beings were perfected when they made this core of people. Like, I don't know what they did before or after, but they got it right with this group.
Word. All right, let's get it, man. This is, I really hope. I'm sure we'll start with a Royal Rumble match, but that's not what we're doing here. We're going from the order of least importance to most importance.
Johnny Gargano looks special needs on this float.
Hey, easy.
No, well,
easy.
The reason I say that, like, look at his eyes. Like,
it is a terrible picture.
Someone in the graphics department treated his eyes, and you can tell.
I wish I had the pad for this one, because like I would circle like just the face, like
you need the brain teleprompter.
Man, yeah.
What they used to call it, the brain scan.
Brain scan, yep.
Yeah, like you look into that guy's eyes, it looks like no one's home.
For the WWE Tag Team Championship, we have DIY, the champions, taking on Motor City Machine Gun. Suave, who ain't gonna win. Oh, wait a minute. I'm tripping. We ain't did this in so long. We don't forget that I'm speaking for myself here. I'm not gonna speak out of turn. Let's play a game.
Hey.
You know who ain't gonna win. You know who ain't gonna win. You know who ain't gonna win. Let's say this again. I know who ain't gonna win. You know who ain't gonna win. You know who ain't gonna win. We say this again. 1, 2, 3.
Get your tail out of one.
1, 2, 3.
Get the fuck on one.
1, 2, 3.
Get your tail out of one.
1, 2, 3.
Get the fuck on.
Word.
Yeah. That's much better.
And all of that jazz.
Yeah, I'm tripping. Golly, all these shout outs and salutes to people, and we forget how to do our show.
You get one holiday break and then look at yourself.
That we took no breaks.
This is true. We ain't had no you know who ain't gonna win in quite some time though. Did we skipped all the Saturday night's main events?
Did we do a quick one for a second?
For what?
The first Saturday night's main event.
If we did, it was strictly by accident because we knew better.
Okay, all right. I'm speaking of. Can we not have another one for quite some time? Because
we got another.
You have great title matches, but you spoil the finishes by booking pay-per-views around it.
Okay, we can go ahead and have this conversation.
Oh hell.
No, because your sentiment is one that is prevalent on the internet with the internet wrestling community.
And I have not seen any of that lately.
I have, because I be slumming in the trenches sometimes. And what I've come to understand is that people who are anti-WWE are just looking for a reason to complain, say they didn't like the show because there weren't any title changes. And I'm like, first of all, a lot of those same people will say they don't care about the stories in WWE. They watch the other product for the wrestling. Well, watch it for the wrestling or don't watch it at all because you know what they are. Now, the conversation between you and I was that Jay had no chance to win the world title on Saturday night's main event because he had already declared himself for the Royal Rumble. To which I said, one, that doesn't necessarily mean what you think it does, because there are two heavyweight champions. So him winning was still a possibility, even though storyline wise, because of what we know about who's in charge, chances are that wasn't going to happen. But you also needed a strong showing from Jay in that match to make him being a potential Royal Rumble winner something that the audience would root for. He's unbelievably over, but does not get booked to go over as much as he is over.
As evidenced by his 14-day Intercontinental title reign.
Exactly. Which now almost seems like a wasted victory, because if he was always the little engine that could but didn't quite do it, him winning the Royal Rumble and having a world title match against Walter in our house. Him winning the title at WrestleMania would be an even bigger moment. Now that's in flux depending on what match they decide to go with.
Where'd you go? There you go. You back. There we go.
So yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
So all right. So we'll come back to the men's Royal Rumble match momentarily. But back on the tag match. DIY, your champions versus Motor City Machine Guns, WWE Tag Team Championship on the line. Suave, who ain't gonna win?
DIY.
And new again. Like, you're not gonna bring Motor City Machine Guns on what is seemingly to be the tail end of their career, finally to WWE, with these two teams match up well. They're still trying to get their chemistry. Motor City Machine Guns been doing this for almost 20 years together, minus a few years break for a couple of different reasons. But they're friends in real life, and they're actually still doing this. And they're former WWE Tag Team Champions. So one of the few teams actually won it on their first time, going for the titles. Was their reign worth talking about? No, not really. But they're a name that diehard wrestling fans know, and it's right at Triple H's wheelhouse. If he could have had them in his version of NXT, they'd have been probably the greatest NXT Tag Team Champions of all time. In fact,
they'd have headlined the takeover.
Was it? It wasn't Alex Shelley. Chris Sabin. I think Chris Sabin actually was there with the Time Splitters. I think Time Splitters had a one-time showing in NXT a few years ago.
Yeah. That did happen.
Yeah. So, I don't really see you bringing them in to make them keep losing after giving them the belts the first time. So the best thing to do is give them back the belts and then figure out something real fly to do with them for WrestleMania.
See, that's the part I'm not so certain about. It's like at this particular point, other than match quality, I could care less about either team.
This is facts. I mean, let's keep it a buck. Motor City Machine Guns, DIY, Street Profits on the shelf.
Bro,
What other teams do you have over on SmackDown?
it's a good question. You don't have an iteration of the Bloodline who is operating as a tag team right now.
But you could.
I mean, of course you could.
With Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu.
Well, let's keep it G. After Saturday night's main event, no, you don't.
Listen,
you got a single star and his homeboy.
We're coming back to that.
Okay,
that's later.
Right on. All right, then.
But for the sake of this conversation, you could put them together. Because truth be told, Jacob Fatu never lost the tag team championship. In fact, he won it and then never got to defend it.
Plot points, but yes.
So having a title with nobody to defend it against is a problem. Which is why the Metaphor Girls, or the Meta Girls, as they're called, was up, trying to facing for the tag team titles against the Cocoa Butter Combat Club.
Then what's the whole point of having the Street Profits on the roster? Like, what are we doing?
You've passed the window of breaking them up, because right now they'll be lower on the card than the individual New Day members.
You're past the point of breaking them up, and it matters. They're not on TV to the point to where you're developing the tension for a breakup. Now you've done the same thing with the New Day. You split the New Day from Big E, and they're on a heel run. So whoever ends up turning on the other in the Street Profits, it just doesn't add up. Now, if you decided to just do a draft angle where they end up on different shows, I guess you could do that. But
how'd that work out for the Dudley Boys?
Now look,
we got Reverend Devon and Deacon Dave.
This is true, but did either of those people have, at the time, the singles potential that everyone says Montez Ford has? No,
not at all. And I can be the first one to tell you that back then, no one saw Bully Ray as a world champion. And he had TNA about 3 times?
I'll give you a hot take. I don't think either one of them have the potential that Angelo Dawkins does as a single, or they didn't have it.
I really hate this comparison. They are the UGK of the pro wrestling industry right now, because you can argue which one is better. Is Dawkins bun or is he pimp? Obviously, I would say Tez is pimp because he's the talker of the crew. But the heavy, which is Dawkins, his spittery is that of Bun. He's an MC.
He has technical prowess. That's a hell of a comparison. I like that. Well,
Ball and G is another one.
Okay.
People said MJG was the better lyricist of the two because he had the voice and he had the way he put his words together.
He's in my top 5.
But his solo album was not so much on that level.
I don't know. Hey, now me and you gonna disagree on that. So
it wasn't. To me, it underwhelmed me. It wasn't what I expected from.
It was not as critically acclaimed as 8 Balls Lost,
which to me was way too long of an album.
Wasn't it like a double album with a third bonus disc?
With a bonus disc? Yeah.
It was a lot of music, but at the time, I mean, the South had
that was the wave. That was not just the South, but that was the wave to do double TDs. But he had the first triple that I believe that I ever had my hands on.
One sale equal 2 scans.
Boy, good way to cheat the system. Shout out to Outkast. Shout out to Diggy.
Forgotten tactics from way back when. Shout out to Master P.
Master P. Yes.
Silk there, Mama there.
Fiend there, P there. All right. Next up on the list,
Yeah, yeah,
and,
yeah.
and for the record, we have new champions, and DIY ain't gonna win. For the undisputed WWE Championship, the Winged Eagle holder Kevin Owens taking on the actual Universal Champion or the undisputed champion Cody Rhodes in a double belt ladder match. Kevin Owens made the Winged Eagle belt matter when he didn't even win it. Suave, who ain't gonna win?
I'm gonna pick against my better. I'm gonna pick against the better outcome. KO ain't gonna win. However, it would be far more interesting if KO did win.
For that reason, I'm actually going to say Cody ain't gonna win.
So we got our first bet of the night.
This is it. This is probably gonna be the one. Like the Royal Rumble is always a crapshoot, but this one.
So okay, what's
the same reasons why you think Kevin Owens should win and ain't gonna win, or the reasons why I think he will win.
So riddle me this, crime fighter. What's the bet?
Ooh, I don't know.
See,
because we literally have a Tuesday in Texas coming up.
Now, see, because this bet can get paid out in real time
with footage.
I mean, because who gives back more than we do?
No one.
Nobody
in the history of ever
has given back more to the game than we have.
Boy, you saying words over here.
You see what I'm saying? Because we haven't picked a place for the gang seminar, so
we haven't even officially had that. Like we talking way too under the table here. We talking way behind this wall, this fourth wall here right now. So
yeah, in the weeds and inside baseball.
As I'm wearing my MLB t-shirt.
You see what I'm saying? So let's say what episode is the next one? 247.
Yeah, the next official episode is 247. Yes,
we'll have the stakes of this bet by 247.
Did you say steak in Texas? You know I like lamb, but I'm not opposed to a beef rib from time to time.
Oh, if we go into the H while we in the DFW, you know what? Okay. Table that. That might be it. You might have just done
now is a good time for the socials. Shout out to the YouTubers.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jamal Willis, who will be on the show, the Bell Collector. He'll be on the show here real soon.
Mm-hmm.
But show at BrokenPencilBC.com, BrokenPencilBC@gmail.com, at BrokenPencilBC on all things social, at BrokenPencilBC on what?
Everything. And everything.
Yes. Hit us. Let us know in the comment section, whatever. Send us a post, DM, whatever. Let us know what we should bet, and we'll discuss it on 247, and we'll come up with a resolution.
How you love that Playboy?
Yeah, but one thing we do on this bet is, on this show with bets is that we actually, there's only one time we had a discrepancy because Suave lost his first bet, but we work through that as gentlemen. We always settle our bets as gentlemen.
I'm trying to figure out.
It was something semantical.
Oh, yeah. Shh. And that bet got paid out too.
Yes, it did in real time.
Facts.
So, all right, cool. All right, now for the Royal Rumble match itself, let's start with the women's Royal Rumble match.
Please, ladies first.
Ladies first. As of right now,
as of press time,
entrants we have announced on either Raw or SmackDown. We have Io Sky, Ivy Nile, Lyra Valkyria, your Intercontinental Women's Champion, Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Charlotte Flair, Bayley, and Nia Jax. Did I say Charlotte Flair? Yes, I said Chick Flair. She will be at the Royal Rumble.
It's Flair season.
Fam, first off, before we get into filling out this field of women,
Right.
Did you notice how much Rick influenced this damn return vignette that Charlotte put out there?
I didn't see the vignette.
Boy, she was in the G6. She was in like all of the name brand clothes. Like it was.
Of course.
You think you're dealing with chump change? You're messing with the big money.
Big time watches. That's not for you, Steve. That's for somebody else, baby.
Boy, listen. She was outside and up in it simultaneously.
That's not even pause worthy.
Ric Flair has always gone on record as saying that his daughter is far more athletic, far better of a performer than he ever was. And if this is a continuation of that conversation, boy, we are in for a rich ride with this next Charlotte Flair comeback.
Until I see different, I'm going to say that you're going to get more of the same. You're going to get the same queen talk you were getting 5 WrestleManias ago. I don't think they have the gall and the gumption to give her anything that resembles a tweak to the character.
Let me ask you this.
All right.
There's scuttlebutt about John Cena coming back and possibly taking over the assumed record that he currently ties with Ric Flair, which is now 16 world championships that Flair has held compared to the 19 that he actually won. I digress.
And I want y'all to actually have the same smoke for Cena that y'all have for Roman Reigns. So when the last time you seen him?
Well,
even though you can't see him, but
the men's Rumble's next. So
you brought his name up.
You loading up a whole barrel with the smoke here. What do we have a better chance of seeing Charlotte break Cena and Flair's record than we do Cena breaking his own and Flair's record?
Cena is so close that I think a part of the festivities of him and his victory lap, so to speak, shout out to Nipsey, Cena's more likely to do it first. Notice I said more likely to do it first. I think Charlotte. I
mean, he's definitely the closest of closer of the two. I think she needs 3 more to hit 17.
You see what I'm saying? Now, Charlotte's legacy will be to break that.
As a Flair, naturally.
Unquestioned. That is her legacy. Her destiny is to break that record. Or at least to get further than her father. Who's going to do it first?
Cena.
Cena is on Mount Rushmore. Let's keep it G.
Yeah.
Let's keep it G. Cena is on Mount Rushmore. And I believe at this point, WWE's all-time Mount Rushmore is Austin, Rock, Cena, Reigns.
I'm not mad.
Somebody just blew a gasket about Reigns, but look closely or listen closely. I don't care.
Number one,
first and foremost.
Number 2, somebody has been on there forever, just got kicked off, and rightfully so.
PR matters. I can't put you on Mount Rushmore if people are going to deface the monument because of it. Should have stayed in pocket. Cena has a spotless record when it comes to public conduct. And he is on the mountain because of it.
Even as a heel, he was the consummate white meat babyface his entire career. Not a facial hair on him. Clean.
He has the longest tenure of being a top guy than anyone on the mountain.
Let's see. He came in 2002. Here we are in 2025. And all but his first 2 years, he's been a top guy.
He started eating up on top, 05, 06?
Yep.
And had a smooth 10 without even thinking about it.
And most of it with Orton. Most of that 10 with Orton. His classmate, no less.
Just talking about what I'm talking about.
And just for shits and giggles, throw a little 400-pound albino gorilla in there.
Oh, look, if I'm not gonna compare sin. That's not what we do here.
No.
However, if we were in the business of comparing sin, who's easier to sell? Lesnar or Good Try Terry?
That is not a question. That is not a question.
It's not a question we're gonna answer because you ain't finna cancel us because of what they did. But that's an interesting question to pose. If you were gonna try to sell one versus the other, which one is an easier sell?
I can give you that one right now. There's only one of those two that had branded apparel with a non-authorized WWE sponsor that also followed him to the actually followed him from the UFC back to WWE. Whereas the other,
interesting point,
the other never showed outside sponsorship in any of his territory affiliations and or comeback attempts, no matter how futile they may have been.
I will say that other person got into the game with a non-branded cosign that lasted the entire run. So I tell you what, one of these days we'll do a live or something and have this conversation. That way, if it goes too far left, we can just delete it. That's what we're gonna do. That seems like something we need outside input for. So we'll do a live Lesnar versus Good Try Terry. Who's the easier sell for Mount Rushmore?
Yeah.
But for right now, Reigns, Rock, Austin, Cena.
I'll take it. All right. So back on to the Women's Royal Rumble. We named off 10.
Yes.
We need 20 more.
All right. You need 20 more. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open the WWE app to pull up the roster because it's quite necessary.
I can give you 5 right now.
Please do.
All right. We're going to give you I was about to call her Delta. Zarya, Julia, Jordan Grace, who was in last year's Royal Rumble, who's now officially WWE signed talent as per her exit from TNA. Speaking of TNA, let's go ahead and throw in Ash by Elegance, formerly known as Dana Brooke.
All right.
And number 5, there was what is her name?
Are you keeping note of these to see where how many we have that you're adding on?
What do you mean?
So if we're at 10, you're running off a hot 5. I just want us to keep track so we don't overbook this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I got those 5. So let me go ahead and jot these bad boys down.
There you go. Start a list. That's what responsible adults do.
All right. So Grace, Zarya, I would still want to call her Delta. Julia, Roxanne Perez, I'll throw her in there too because she's worthy.
Yeah.
And Ash.
Okay.
All right. There you go.
I'll give you a hot 5. Give me B-Fab.
Who's doing great work, by the way.
Shout out. See, that's why I did it. Feel me? Pause. Give me Candice LeRae. Give me Piper Niven. Give me Dakota Kai.
All right.
Is that 5?
That's 5. Well, that's 4.
4. Give me. Let's see. You said Ivy Niles in, right?
Yep.
Give me Jada Parker.
Nice. It's about her time too. All right. I hate to do this soon, but I think she's going to factor into this. Jade Cargill comes back.
I like it. Jordan Grace.
I already called her.
Okay, good.
She's the first one I said.
Good job.
Actually, maybe the third. I don't know. I called her in the first round.
Okay.
Jade Cargill. Give me Chelsea Green.
Oh, she wasn't already in?
Let me double check that. Where am I at? Nope.
Okay.
She was not. Give me Chelsea Green.
Give me Mi Chin.
Definitely going in. Give me, only because she seemed excited about this, and I don't know how far. I mean, naturally, it's not going to go too far. Give me Mickie James.
Okay.
Give
me. It's got to happen at some point. Give me Nikita Lyons. I mean, at this point, you should get off the pot.
Just because you called her out, I'm going to say Nikki Cross.
You think that
it's going to be something kooky, but she's going to be in there.
Okay. Hey, I ain't gonna argue with you. So what? No, where are we at? Because then we ain't got no surprise.
We need two apiece.
Two apiece.
I've already called out. Like, I mean, naturally, I don't know about NXT will be surprises, but the only surprises I would have, wink, wink, would be Mickie James and Ash by Elegance.
A surprise. One, if not both of the Bella twins.
I don't think we get both. I think we'll get Nikki.
One or both.
I think we'll get Nikki Bella.
You think okay? That's interesting.
I think guilt by association eliminates Brie.
I kind of feel like you should work some type of twin magic spot with the both of them.
I like it, but so that's still just one entry. Well, as a matter of fact, let me just call that Bella.
There you go. There you go.
All right.
Did we put Zelina Vega on here already?
No, and she's on SmackDown. Let's put her on there.
Because there's a whole bunch of actual roster talent that isn't listed as of yet. But there's always a curveball that gets thrown in there somewhere.
Speaking of, we need two of them. Oh, how about the Meta Girls? Both of them.
now you're just asking for too much. We already got Jada Parker and Nikita Lyons. You're asking for a lot.
But okay, but if anybody deserves it of the two,
who's booking? If Shawn Michaels is booking, you can absolutely get all of them.
But I'll if I'm going to pick one, I'll pick Lash Legend because she's put up the best showing or the better showing of the two, and that's not to slight Jakara Jackson by the least, because I was not a fan of either one of them when they first came in. They're doing great work. I'm actually proud of their progress.
You still got Caden Carter, who's not in there. You still got here's a curveball. Becky Lynch.
Ooh, there's your surprise right there. That's it.
There you go. There you have it.
All right, cool. All right, so rounding out our field of 30 from the outside of the 10 that were already announced, we have Jordan Grace, Zarya, Julia, Roxanne Perez, Ash by Elegance, formerly Dana Brooke, B-Fab, Candice LeRae, Piper Niven, Dakota Kai, Jada Parker, Jade Cargill, Chelsea Green, Mickie James, Lash Legend, Mi Chin, Nikita Lyons, Nikki Cross, Bella. That'll never get old. And if that might be you might need to get a bonus off of that one if what you described comes out, and we'll blame the fax machine. Zelina Vega and Becky Lynch. Go ahead.
They have my contact information. I mean,
they do. Resume too.
Yeah, you have my contact info and my resume just in case some writing needs to be done.
All right, now who wins? I'm sorry, who ain't gonna win?
That's too easy. Okay, so I got who's doing that? I'm gonna go anybody not named.
You're almost there.
Yeah, I'm still looking through the roster.
You're almost there, Swab. You got this much to go.
Anybody not named Liv Morgan. Let me go ahead and just act ridiculous. Let me get out of pocket. Or anybody not named. Yeah, Liv Morgan don't work for me. That's just too far.
Yeah, that didn't even sound good coming off.
Yeah, at all. That didn't. I didn't sound no conviction in saying that.
Like even doing this after saying that didn't sound right.
I'm scrolling and I'm not seeing anybody that screams WrestleMania main event. That's the problem.
I got you. Anybody not named Bianca Belair eliminating Jade Cargill?
Oh.
Now we got action.
Yeah. I see what you're doing with that.
Because you know that's where we going.
I don't think that's guaranteed. I do not think that's a guarantee.
I think it sets up a heel turn for Bianca Belair as a person who assaulted Jade Cargill.
I think Naomi did it.
Ah, boy.
See, everybody was thinking Charlotte, and that was going to be part of the situation coming back. I don't necessarily know if Charlotte is ready to carry or ring general a match with Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. I don't know if that's the case.
We also don't know what Jade Cargill's training regimen has been like because everything has been radio silent since she got thrown through that car window.
And I'll just say we don't need to know everything sometimes.
This is facts. Keep kayfabe alive.
Yeah. Valkyria, I'm not sold on.
I can't. I really can't see Jordan Grace winning the Rumble.
Here's my pick. You say you can't see Jordan Grace?
Nope.
I actually can, but that's not who I'm gonna pick. Anybody not named Nia Jax.
Heat magnet.
You feel me? I'm trying to break the internet. I want everybody upset because if you're gonna keep throwing stones, I'm gonna start trolling.
And not for nothing. People, I know many people that don't like her work. I personally love Nia Jax's work since she's been back. She has been the most disgusting heel this side of Dominic Mysterio.
Lady Vader.
Didn't she pancake Bailey on her back?
Probably.
I want to say it was on SmackDown. She pancaked Bailey on her back.
Probably. And you know how angry people are going to be if Nia Jax is in a WrestleMania main event? I am absolutely sold on this. 100%.
That's the sound right there. Get used to it.
Shout out to Shotzi. We ain't seen her in a while. She might be somebody who pops up at the Rumble.
I really think they need to get into that. And I'm about to say this too. They have teased this numerous times on Raw. They haven't said it on SmackDown, but they've said numerous times on Raw. The most star-studded Royal Rumble ever.
They've advertised this as the most star-studded ever.
Haven't advertised it. They've teased it on commentary and in promo.
That's a hard sell, unless you finna dig up the usual suspects, Lita, Trish.
Well, no, not the women's. Just this, they're talking about in particular the Royal Rumble. So we don't know if they're talking about the actual event or the women's match or the men's match.
I got a sleeper for you. This should be good.
Okay.
Ronda Rousey.
She has been running off at the mouth way too much.
All beefs are meant to be squashed when, you know.
And we've
money's involved.
We've seen WWE be financially, fiscally responsible when it comes to squashing beef.
See?
Or irresponsible, depending on your perspective.
Exactly. If CM Punk is back, anything can happen.
Speaking of, he's in the center of this poster here.
He's in the center of all internet beef.
Now, looking at this poster here, we have, this is for the men's Royal Rumble match. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And of those, one of these people should not be on this poster at all after what happened to him in Saturday night's main event.
This looks fan made. And there's another, go over 2 spaces from where he is. He's not medically cleared.
Facts. So there's so 2 people, and then one is on a milk carton.
You look bottom left corner, milk carton.
Bottom right corner, milk carton.
See, so this is not accurate at all. That's a fan list.
All right, but it's dope poster regardless.
Yeah, dope poster, but that's a fan made graphic. Thank you for your contributions.
Let me give you the list of who's already officially announced on the men's side. We have 15 over here.
All right.
We have the Puppy Power, Brian Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Chad Gable, Penta, Logan Paul, Shin Splint Nakamura, Sami Zayn, Rey Mysterio, Drew McIntyre, Kung Fu Panda, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso,
because he is the Royal Rumble.
Jey Uso, CM Punk, John Cena, LA Knight. Yeah. We got to get open with this one. We got 15 to go.
That's not difficult. For the men's roster, that doesn't feel difficult.
All right. I want to start with The Rock.
Okay.
I'm going to also add Jimmy Uso.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense because we got to talk about him in a second. Jacob Fatu. It's going to be a whole gang affair. Tama Tonga's got to be in there too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's not the time to bring in Zilla.
No. I think having that much of the bloodline infused into the Royal Rumble, you're good. I don't necessarily see a place to infuse Zilla just yet.
I got a great litmus test.
Okay.
Obafemi.
Solid choice. So that's your added 5-piece, right?
That's the first 5 right there.
All right, give me Omos.
Coming home.
Give me Randall Keith Orton.
Coming home.
Give me let's see. Give me
Shout out to Jay for that one.
Let's see. Give me I don't want to use them, but I know they could end up in the Rumble, but I don't feel like putting them in there. Give me scroll. Give me AJ. We'll take AJ off.
Good one. That's who you should have put right there anyway.
So that's 3. I need 2 more. Is Kaiser in?
Nope.
Give me Ludwig Kaiser. And give me Karrion Kross.
Man.
Those seem like pretty safe picks.
All right. It wouldn't be the Royal Rumble without Kofi Kingston.
Right. So makes sense.
He's had a couple of spells of bad luck, but he's got some good history there. Running back.
You know what would be funny as all get out for Kofi? This is the year he tries one of those I'm gonna save myself spots, and it completely fails because he's a heel.
Well, it's failed a couple of times without him being a heel.
It has, but that's more like you tried something that was like almost superhuman and came up just a little short. I mean, this one needs to be planned to fail.
Yeah, I can dig it.
Like you're gonna. Matter of fact, he needs to try to recreate one of the spots, like tightrope in the guardrail.
The long jump.
Yeah, and his mother's finally sitting ringside, and she pushes him off. It needs to be something like that.
Like if you had his family sitting next to Woods' family, so like the whole time they walk, it's almost like a lumberjack match, and they get out on the wrong side of the ring.
Yes, it needs to be something like that.
Go ahead, give me one.
Who makes sense here? Did we put Woods in? Pause.
Nope.
Okay, Xavier Woods.
Okay. Let's see here. I don't like anybody from Wyatt Six to come in here on the men's side.
It doesn't serve a purpose, like unless you just need extra bodies to fill out the order, because you don't have any plans for them. You haven't had them on television in forever. You just traded them to SmackDown. Still haven't given them anything to do. So it's like, I mean, you do it if you don't have bigger stars to fill in.
How about R-Truth? Why not?
He always deserves to be a part of the festivities.
Yep. You got one more because I'm gonna bring it home.
Trick Williams.
Good call. I wanted to put him up there with Oba, but Oba would be a bigger attraction than Trick Williams, because Trick Williams is going to be a mainstay for quite some time. And I think that's we're going to get Trick and Carmelo in the Rumble. I'll probably say Trick would probably eliminate Carmelo before getting eliminated.
Okay, so are we planning? We planning for surprises? Our final five?
This is the final five here. We got one person left. There's only one person I can think of that can fill up this spot.
Who you got? Because I got one too.
Joe Hendry.
I believe in Joe Hendry. That's a good call. I'd be willing to take almost anybody off the list to put Joe Hendry in.
I will allow you to remove one of these 15, even if, I mean, Rock is not guaranteed. I just think it fits.
It does.
But if anybody would be removed from this list simply because he is legitimately the final boss, we'll take him off and replace him with.
So if we don't get that Kofi Kingston spot I planned earlier, and a lot of these rumors we've been kind of discussing back and forth have any merit to them, Big E.
Wow. Can you imagine the pop?
I know I would.
Can you imagine the pop?
I'm definitely gonna say something.
He would get Woods, he would get Kingston,
and he eliminates them both.
That's what I'm saying. He would get both of them out of there.
That's the only spot I need. He double clotheslines both over the top rope, but then both of them reach back up, grab his arms, pull him out. Pause.
I would love to see Oba and Big E in the top 10 with a moment by themselves. That would be dope.
I would swap Big E in that spot for Omos.
Omos and Oba?
Yes.
Oh, you putting Africa against Africa.
I probably could have said something really out of pocket right there.
Not the time.
Not the time nor the place.
All right, so we got it ironed out. Let me run it back. We got for the 15 that we're guessing, Rock or Big E, Jimmy Uso, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, Oba Femi, Omos, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, Ludwig Kaiser, Karrion Kross, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, R-Truth, Trick Williams, Joe Hendry. Now, before we get into the details of who ain't gonna win, Saturday night's main event. We've been talking about this, man, and apparently we ain't gonna stop anytime soon.
Because we knew better.
They're giving him an MLW mic minus the curses, and it's only a matter of time before we get these curses with the verses. Jacob Fatu has turned Tama Tonga into the ultimate mascot. No disrespect.
None intended.
And replacing who could be the MVP of this Royal Rumble had he not been injured at the Survivor Series in Big Splash.
Hey, I like that better than Bam Bam. Big Splash, Bronson Reed.
Big Splash, Bronson Reed.
I love it. Run it up. Run the numbers up. Somebody tag him on Twitter.
No, tag on Instagram. We don't do Twitter.
Then there's that.
Yeah.
He been going crazy on the tweet box though.
Yeah, he been acting a nut, and good on him for doing so, because you got to make sure that you keep yourself relevant to some degree. So when you come back, that you here for the people, even if they don't cheer you or not supposed to cheer you, they here for you. They here for your return.
Tag him on the social platform of your choosing.
Man, we don't even see Dominic. Oh, Dominic's not even in this thing. That's
you got to put Dirty Dom and Finn Balor. So yeah,
who we replacing? We got to replace two.
I'm
you
have the list.
Kaiser out. Kaiser comes out, replacing him with Dom.
Okay, sure.
This is a broken pencil for real.
It's like I don't love it, but I can understand it.
Dom just seems like more of a winner than Kaiser does in the Rumble.
I get it, but at the same time, Kaiser he's an able body. He's a quality worker. Him being in there does not. It don't make me feel no type of way. It don't make me feel like he's taking a spot from someone who should have it. Is more so what I'm saying.
Yeah,
if we can take one of the NXT guys off and accomplish the same feat.
I think Omos does need to be in this thing because we haven't seen him in a while.
Facts.
Oba's the champion, so we can actually take him out. Because if he's a champion now, he'll be busy Mania weekend anyway.
I feel like he's one of those people who would absolutely benefit, and I might choose him for another game that we're gonna play here on You Know Who Ain't Gonna Win. So I'm not for taking him out of the Royal Rumble, but I understand it.
Yes. So we'll scratch him off the card, and we'll replace him with who?
Take
Finn. You said Finn.
Yeah.
ASAP Finn. Okay. All right. Cool. Now, back to Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
He was already handling Braun Strowman, but to just completely fly off the handle.
It was the right call.
Absolutely. Like you let him lose by DQ and destroy Braun Strowman in the process.
Let's keep it G. I partially share this sentiment, but I'm looking at this strictly from a business perspective. The time for Braun Strowman to be a main event money player has come and gone.
Come and gone.
Not because of anything he did or didn't do as far as in-ring work or on camera, whatever the case may be.
He's a casualty of the Bray Wyatt syndrome, and God bless Bray Wyatt. But man, like,
also we don't necessarily know what his political status is. We don't know what his conduct is like behind the curtain. So we don't know if he might have stunted his own growth or anything to that extent. So I will say his time as a main event money player has come and gone. Meanwhile, in Jacob Fatu, you might have the hottest thing since the media rights. Which you now own the media rights to him.
I would not be surprised to see him become an unrestricted free agent.
As far as like hitting the portal between Raw and SmackDown?
Yep, free to roam.
Oh, he's a top 2 draft pick for either show this next draft. Without question.
I would dare say he's the blue chipper. I mean, first and foremost, here's your daily acknowledgement. I think we're going to get him on Raw when it's all said and done. Ooh. Mind you, we haven't seen him on Raw, Roman Reigns, that is, since the debut with Tribal Combat against Solo.
I can dig it. Or is he just going to be one of those people who can just hop in and out of the portal at his will?
That's what I'm saying. That's an unrestricted free agent.
Okay, so for that reason, yeah, I could definitely see moving Jacob to Raw.
And and if they're turning him loose like this now, it's going to be one of those organic groundswells opposite. Like the same way the fans grew to hate Roman Reigns is the same way they're going to grow to love Jacob Fatu. They're going to love to see him coming out and just wrecking people and bouncing, like just destroying the roster one by one.
There is such a thing for unmitigated violence. It's just, it's just how it is. Unmitigated violence is paramount out here.
Like feed this man. That's it. Like he's here now and he ain't going nowhere and he's behaving. Like let's get him what he's due.
Facts. I
It's
agree with everything you're
it's
saying
literally
here.
his birthright based on his family bloodline.
Agreeing with everything you're saying here.
Before we go back into the who ain't gonna win aspect, which I've already said before, let's do some housekeeping real quick.
All right.
JD McDonough will not be at the Royal Rumble. And we're fortunate enough that he's still with us on this side of breathing after that Eric moonsault that he had. He hit a moonsault with so much force and so much athleticism. The base of his skull hit the back of hit the front corner of the new announce desk, which if you paid attention to the construction of this new announce desk, it has to be reinforced because of the LED screen that's on the side of it now.
True.
That table did not move. And we thought it was way worse than what we got. And what we got was bad.
Because you saw it in real time. I saw it after the fact because I was moving around doing something during Raw. But
watching it on your 6.9 inch screen versus watching it on 65 inches on the wall, two different looks.
True, factual. I have come to see them on both, and it's like, oh, because when you text me about it, I was like, "What'd he do?" And then you told me, he almost unalived himself, and I was like, "What'd he do now? Like, did he miss something?" Or then when I saw the actual clip, I was like, "Oh,
he did what he was supposed to do. He just did it way too well." And he walked away. He finished the match.
To his credit.
Yeah, great job finishing the match. I mean, that's what athletes do. It's like they star and they perform and they work through injury.
You have got to get back on these oh shit moments of the week.
Yeah, that one.
That would have been the winner. That's probably the leading candidate right now.
I don't even know if I had the stomach to do that one.
Man up.
Okay, great. There it is. All right, thanks, Suave. Punctured lung, couple of broken ribs.
That's light work.
He collapsed walking back through the goal position after the match. Speedy recovery, JD McDonough.
Please.
Yeah, the fact the crowd cheered when he got back on the apron, that love. But man,
I love smart crowds. I love them. I swear, and it's becoming more of a rarity.
Not smart.
What's going on?
Not smart. Intelligent, because smart is a bad word in this industry.
We gotta change that. Like, I like smart people in general. In a land of idiots, I love smart people. But
dumbasses with smartphones.
A smart, intelligent, aware audience. I prefer those. I prefer to be a part of those. That's my tribe. So yeah.
All right.
Speedy recovery.
Call it, Suave. Who ain't gonna win?
Ooh. Anybody not named CM Punk? I think it's just predestined. It just is. I don't think they go back to Roman for this particular situation. Only because
what if the favor is him as Punk coming out as 30?
Nobody would do that.
The favor he owes Paul Heyman. Or Paul Heyman owes him, rather.
I mean, what level of collusion would get Punk 30 and Heyman be responsible for it? I mean, it's a cool plot point. It just has a hole in it. That's all I'm saying.
We don't know the full scope of Paul Heyman's backstage activity at this point.
We don't, but at the same time, if that's the case, if he could call a shot and get number 30 for anybody, that means Lesnar would have had 30 back in 2020. Reigns hasn't needed number 30 for the last 4 years for obvious reasons. So it undermines the idea of 30. It makes Heyman immensely, exponentially more valuable as an advocate, because if you have him on your side, he can politic you into number 30. That's a cool thing if you're willing to explain it that way. I don't think that's what the favor's gonna be, but it's an interesting plot point if it is. And Punk did just mention it. Who you got? Who ain't gonna win?
Oh, I'm trying to think.
There's a lot of interesting directions you can go in with this.
There was a seed planted on Monday.
Okay.
And anybody listening within an earshot that screams at your phone or listening device when you hear us or watch us.
First of all, thank you for listening and watching.
You're not going to agree with this as a seed being planted, but a seed was planted on Monday.
Okay.
And it has to do with the same person who I criticized for calling his shot for the Rumble and then losing a match at Saturday night's main event.
I love this pick.
What if we got Jimmy Uso or anybody not named Jimmy Uso winning and running it back against Walter?
You mean Jay?
I'm sorry. Yes, I'm looking at Jimmy on my screen, but yes, Jay Uso.
I love that. I love that pick. It goes back to the anything can happen. I love the idea that somehow Roman would have to be okay with this, like, even though he's not okay with it. Because for me, in the Bloodline story and the way it's been told, Jay and Roman still have unresolved tension.
Yep. And this would add to that tension.
And it absolutely needs to be addressed. For if you're putting a bow on this story now, or putting a bow on this particular group of bit players for this, it needs to have some closure. You got to get closure between Jay and Roman somehow.
Jay could even eliminate Roman accidentally, like backing into him while he's halfway over the rope, being eliminated by somebody else.
There are a lot of ways you can go about it.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be Jay and Roman the last two. Jay just has to be the last one.
Then there's that.
If Cena's going to be in the Elimination Chamber, it's a moot point for him to even be in the Rumble, let alone win it.
I mean, that's the same conversation we had about Jay having a title match at Sunday night's main event, and then, or Saturday night's main event, and then depending on when you watched it.
I was like, Sunday night's main event would have been on MTV, but
like you're not gonna rob the Royal Rumble of star power just because one of those people is going to be in the Elimination Chamber. You're just not. That's not how we do. That's not how anybody does good business. You're not going to eliminate one from the Royal Rumble because you think they're going to be in the Elimination Chamber. You put them in the Rumble so they have a reason to be in the Elimination Chamber.
There you go.
Everybody thinks this predetermined, predestined situation that Cena's going to be in a title match at WrestleMania 41. You need to be able to play on that for as long as possible. So him being in the Rumble, not winning, the internet's going to be upset because they're going to be upset no matter what happens.
I'm about to say, it doesn't matter who wins. 100% of the people will not be happy. There'll be a good portion that's unhappy.
Actual factuals. So
all they got to do is feel good.
That's it. And I feel like the best visual going off the air absolutely is Jey Uso. To have the entire...
Can you imagine Lucas Oil Stadium yeeting their minds out?
Fam, it's the stuff dreams are made of.
Can you imagine that post-match or the post-Rumble conference?
Bruh. He won't have a chance to go to Cody's bus and get right, but
You can have the entire bloodline run the post Rumble conference.
They would never do that. You want the internet to implode? They would never do that.
Cinema.
Yeah, they would never do that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Can you? I'm under between our two picks. The internet's going to be pissed no matter what. Because if CM Punk wins, I guarantee you a segment of internet real estate is going to split and chasm into itself.
And I beg of you, I plead of you, don't up and actually let that happen. One of those two. Please don't up and let that happen.
I think we got the highest odds on actually getting this right. I think we both know how this could end up.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Before we go off the air, hold on. I'm about to check something. I'm not going to tell you what I'm searching for. Just know it's going to be good if I can actually post some information.
That's terrible.
Hell no. Hell no. According to PW Mania and betonline.ag, the odds for winning the 2025 Royal Rumble as of today, John Cena 1-1.
Okay.
Seth Rollins 5-4.
I'm good on that.
CM Punk 3-2. The Rock 8-1. Tribal Chief 12-1.
Seriously?
Followed by Randy Orton, Sami Zayn at 28-1 and 33-1 respectively. And then there are three people at 50-1. Drew McIntyre, Jacob Fatu, and Logan Paul. The rest of them ain't worth mentioning, including Jey Uso, who's currently at 66-1.
I absolutely would take that 66-1 bet. Like put $1 on it. Just call it a come up.
What after what we saw, what dummy put Braun Strowman on this list? There's some interesting names on here. Let me run them down because it's some good picks that's on here, and a lot of people who are missing, but these are all WWE talent.
Okay.
I'm like, Triple H, stop.
Look,
Oh,
so that right there proves to me that we're in an interesting time where more so now than any other time in the history of internet and wrestling combined, more people seem to take this. It's still, it's still real to me. Damn it! Like that there is a resurgence in that type of fan. I don't know how with all of this information out here, but there is a resurgence in the "it's still real to me, damn it" fan base. We have access to more information than we have ever had in society, and people are dumber than they have ever been in the history of our society. Not just professional wrestling, all things. So some of the personal grudges that are taken and projected from fans is kind of cringy. Not kinda, it really is cringy. Second of all, common sense just seems to be eluding a lot of people.
It does not exist. It is not common at all.
Triple H, I don't think you'll ever see Triple H take a bump again, let alone compete in a Royal Rumble.
Like him getting into a shoving match
seems like a lot.
Like it got way more people involved with who was that? With Kevin Owens. Got way more people involved than what you would have seen with anybody else backstage. Not that doesn't have memories and ovaries.
Is Chad Gable on that list that we got right now?
He's already in the Rumble.
Cool. That's all I need to know because I just saw him on my screen. I was like, wait a minute. Hopefully I didn't disrespect that man.
Give me 5 people not that we didn't name off this or is not on the on either list, so I can see if they're actually on this bet list on these odds list.
Montez Ford.
Nope.
Andrade.
Nope.
Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
He's on the list. Booker T.
No.
That would be just me being a jerk. Cedric Alexander.
I'm looking. Hold on. No, not on the list. Who are you guessing was not as being a jerk?
Corey Graves.
Dear God. Yeah, that's being a jerk.
Chill.
On the women's list, interesting name that you did name off, 66-1 odds, Ronda Rousey.
See?
Kyrie Sane on the list. We didn't name her.
I was wondering about that.
PFC Collective. Well, PFC. All three of them, we didn't name them. They're on the list.
Pretty fun chicks.
Yeah.
That was you're a child. You're an absolute child.
If I was lighter, I'd be blushing right now behind what I just.
That's trash. That's just absolute garbage. Shout out to Carmella.
And I said it through my teeth simply because I know there's some smart lip readers out there. Yeah, you ain't gonna figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, shouts out to Carmella for sure. I wonder what kind of condition Oscar's in. She'd be a good surprise.
She just got on the internet for not the right reasons, basically because what we said about, wrestling fans, a fair percentage of wrestling fans being cringy online and in real life, and you're starting to make people uncomfortable. And that's not cool ever.
Not cool. Not cool at all.
Not cool at all. So I don't know if her return is imminent. She has been dealing with an injury. Some people are just like, I don't know what age group this is. It very well could be my generation is out here being cringy because they weren't outside when they were supposed to be.
They could also be 12-year-olds hiding behind keyboards.
Yeah, it could be 18 and under. It could be, 18 to 25. It could be, there's a lot of different groups of people who could be responsible for this, but I kind of feel like this might be my specific portion, my generational portion of wrestling fans that are just like incels, or the basement dwellers of the world are just really getting out of pocket, and it's too much.
Yeah,
you didn't take advantage of outside when outside was really outside.
And the stunted your growth. Get the vitamin D.
Ew.
Show brokenpencilbc.com, brokenpencilbc@gmail.com. It's at brokenpencilbc on all things social, at brokenpencilbc on what?
Everything.
And everything. Suave, taken to the house.
Hey, you got a final four?
Ooh. If I must, let me pull up the list real quick. For the women, Chick Flair. Jay Cargill, Bianca Belair, Jada Parker.
Okay, all right. I see you. Give me. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. You got it.
Women's. Give me Chick Flair. Give me Becky Lynch. Give me Valkyria. And give me come on. Give me, did I say Belair yet?
No. You said Chick Flair, Valkyria, Becky Lynch.
Yeah, Belair.
All right. Cool. And then for the men, give me, golly, there's so many ways you can do this with the bloodline.
Facts. But people are gonna be pissed about that too.
Jay, Jacob, Roman, and boy,
you said some of them first two.
Punk. Jay, Jacob, Roman, Punk. That gives you 3 people that was on the same Survivor Series team, and the fourth person who's tied to 2 of the other 3 people in that final 4.
Okay, give me Jay, Jacob. No, give me Jay, Jacob, Cena, Punk.
Ooh. Ooh, God, take it to the house. Wow. Oh, it's gonna be fun. This is gonna be a fun Rumble, boy.
Hey, honorable mention for a return. Give me shout out to Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah, that'd be good to see him, man.
It would, because I if I was booking WrestleMania 41 and had no like prerequisites, that would be a potential that I would say that would be a really good match for Walter.
That man had a Cena-like injury and came back in Cena-like fashion. He's ready.
I think he took that flight overseas to get that work done.
You dig? Maybe just south of the border.
No. You can't do that. You end up like Kyle on South Park.
Hey, hold up. Easy.
Everybody knows what I mean if you watch South Park, so I ain't got to go into it. We can't go out like Kyle under any circumstances.
No, not at all.
Pencil pushers, like, rate, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell that friend to tell a friend, and then tell that friend again. Heads up, pencils down.
Whole lot of fucking gang shit.